So like hashtag Orbeki and storylines, like in terms of this like nuance or narrative thread I wanna investigate or explore here, is like the most dominant leaders in Ubik are also the greatest combatants, and the only way they're also great people, which is why they're so exceptionally great at combat, because they're ethical and they're philosophical and they're aligned, they're virtuous and they have integrity. The scholars, they're intellectuals, they're scientists. They're great leaders. They're empathic and compassionate people. They're people in society additionally. And so the kind of like underground colluding networks or cyber criminals, the only way they can, because they're real soft cock, like they're real soft, they can't combat anything really physically. Like they probably want to kill things, but they probably can't because they're so desperate to kill it, type shit. They're that repulsive, So the only way they can defeat the great leaders is through non-combative means, and given their nature as cyber criminals, they rely on things like deceit and malinformation, plus malware and misinformation, as well as disinformation too. So it's kind of like the best they have is to hypnotize the leaders so as to dissipate their vitalistic energies and to get them to basically not do what they naturally want to do. So that's kind of the best they have in terms of defeating the great leaders, so they can exploit the existing power structures and have like in their heads nice lives. It's just that that's a very simple way to look at things in terms of the malicious cyber criminals. They don't think very far. They just sort of see a lead and just like go all in. They don't cover the bases. They don't consider the different angles. They don't like peep the angle. They just kind of like, oh, this looks attractive, and like look before you leap, and a part of that is due to their impulsive nature and their desperate nature, their impoverished nature. They're starving beings. They want tender relationships, as you do naturally. Like plants grow towards the light. These people, I guess, maybe seek fights in a sense, in a non-combative sense, in their heads, to use their terms, to sort of use criminal psychology, like forensic psychology, like how these cyber criminals think. And so they're more automatic in their behavior than premeditated. And they're actually, like I said, impulsive. So they're wanting to gun for the leader because he is in a position of power and he's quite visible too. So this is just kind of like the basic like psychology, like I want what this person has. Like me take, have, me want what you have. And it's kind of like a lack of guidance really in terms of the cyber criminals. Like they don't know how to think for themselves. Their sense of identity is really malleable and it's not very decided. So they're kind of like very impressionable, you see? They're very suggestible. And I feel like this is why auto hypnosis comes into the equation, to be continued.